Do you have a good memory? Has your memory ever played any tricks on you? Forgetfulness often puts you in a tight spot, but forgetting a part of your life completely may drive you crazy. Let me welcome you all as I read out the chapter Bipin Chaudhary's Lapse of Memory, composed by Satyajit Ray, with a surprise ending. Let the fun begin.
Satyajit Ray was born in Calcutta on 2nd May 1921 into a Bengali family which was prominent in the field of art and literature. One of the greatest filmmakers of the 20th century, he started his career as a commercial artist. He was also a fiction writer, publisher, illustrator, calligrapher, music composer, graphic designer, and a film critic. He authored several short stories and novels meant primarily for young children and teenagers. He was awarded an honorary degree by Oxford University. Ray's film Pather Panchali won 11 international prizes, including the inaugural Best Human Document Award at the 1956 Cannes Film Festival. Ray received many major awards in his career, including 32 Indian National Film Awards, a Golden Lion, a Golden Bear, 2 Silver Bears, and an Academy Honorary Award in 1992. The Government of India awarded him with the Bharat Ratna, its highest civilian award, in 1992. He died on 23rd April 1992 in Calcutta.
Bipin Chaudhary's Lapse of Memory is a funny and hilarious story of the central character Bipin Chaudhary, who is made to believe that he is sick and has lost all his memory, whereas in truth nothing is wrong with him. It is a prank played on him by one of his close friends to make him realize his mistake when he had refused to help his friend in the time of need. Bipin Chaudhary was a regular visitor at Kalicharan's bookshop in the New Market. He lived alone and had very few friends. In the shop that day, he had a strange feeling that someone was observing him from close quarters. He turned and saw a meek-looking person smiling at him. Bipin looked at him astonishingly, as he had not at all recognized the man who insisted that Bipin was with him for a week when he visited Ranchi in 1958. The man was obviously confused, according to Bipin Babu, as he had never been to Ranchi in his entire life. Parimal Ghosh, the man, looked at Bipin in disbelief.
Ghosh was so sure about their meeting. He narrated the incidents of their Ranchi journey in detail. He told Bipin Babu how he had injured his knee in Hudru and how Chaudhary had helped him. He gave the reference of Mr. Dinesh Mukherjee, who was also in Ranchi at that time. Ghosh narrated all the incidents to Bipin Babu and sounded so sure. He said that Bipin Babu had stayed in a hired bungalow and always carried a bag with his books on his sightseeing trips. Ghosh himself lived with his sister. On asking about the month of their visit, Ghosh replied it was October, to which Bipin Babu said at that time he was with his friend at Kanpur. Ghosh seems so sure about their visit and him meeting with Bipin Babu before. He said that Bipin had opened himself before him and had shared his life precious moments with him. He tried to remind Bipin Babu when one day he had spoken about his lonely life, about his dead wife and the only brother who had died insane. Perplexed, Bipin Babu left the shop, but he felt that the man was still looking at him in disbelief. Bipin Babu asked his driver Sitaram to drive by the Ganga. The incident haunted his mind. He regretted paying any attention to Mr. Ghosh. How could a man know so much about his personal details? And a thought flashed his mind, whether he was really losing his mind. In his heart he was sure that the time to which Mr. Ghosh referred, he was at Kanpur. So he decided to write to Haridas Bagchi, his host at Kanpur. But to his utter dismay, he remembered that Haridas had left for Japan a few weeks before. Around Hastings, Bipin Babu rolled up his trousers. He looked at his right knee, which had a cut mark. He tried to remember hard, but could not recall when and where he got that mark. He thought of Dinesh Mukherjee and set off to meet him, but gave away the idea, as what could he think of him? Dinesh would surely consider him insane, because he knew that Bipin had never been to Ranchi in his life. Dinesh would mock him. He was not his well-wisher. Bipin Babu felt much better when he was home. He forgot all about the man in Newmarket. Next day in the office, with every passing hour, he started to become more and more anxious. Just before lunch, Bipin Babu decided to ring up Dinesh. To his surprise, Dinesh confirmed what Ghosh had said. Bipin Babu slammed the receiver down. He had lost his appetite. Mr. Dinesh Mukherjee had only added to his worries. Bipin Babu had been in that firm for 25 years. For the first time he was feeling sick. His head was spinning. He got up and went home in the afternoon. At 7:30 he had a visitor at home. He was his friend Chunilal, who was in desperate condition and needed some help about a job. Bipin Babu could not help him, so he refused him. Then he cautiously asked Chunilal if he remembered his going to Ranchi in 1958. Chunilal confirmed and said he himself had gone to drop him at the station. He expressed great concern about his health. Bipin Babu decided to see a specialist. Bipin Babu went to meet Dr. Paresh Chandra and put his problem before him. The doctor had never inquired such a case. It was a novel to him, so he was puzzled and confused. How can a man not remember only one incident of his life when he was pretty surely describing all the other incidents? The doctor suggested him to visit Ranchi. The sight of the place might remind him of the trip. Getting off the train at Ranchi, he realized that he had never been to the city before. He went round the city and had the same feeling. He decided to take a trip to Hudru also. He could not recall a bit. At 5 o'clock, 2 Gujarati men found him unconscious beside a boulder in Hudru. When he came round, the first thing Bipin Babu said was, "I'm finished. There's no hope left." Bipin Babu reached back Calcutta next morning. His confidence was shattered. He feared ending up in an asylum. He asked Dr. Chandra to come over. That day he went on bed with an ice bag clamped on his head. That day he received an envelope. It was a letter from Chunilal. He went to the letter. Chunilal had expressed his bitterness for getting no help from Bipin Babu. He assured that his memory was all right. It was just his plan in retribution against his unfeeling behavior. He had played a prank with the help of Mr. Ghosh and Dinesh Mukherjee. Bipin Babu's doubts were cleared that he had not lost his memory. Bipin Babu did not reveal the truth to Dr. Chandra. He lied to him that he had remembered everything on reaching Ranchi railway station. He had just called him up to get a painkiller as he had a pain in the hip due to a fall in Ranchi. Dr. Chandra had never come across such a case. He decided to write about it in a medical journal. Poor Bipin Babu, he had to undergo such weird feelings. He was so afraid he even thought of ending up in an asylum. Children, always remember, whenever you are in a position to help someone, do it with your whole heart. We'll meet you again with a new chapter. Till then, keep learning and keep smiling. Bye for now. Take care, all of you.